In this lesson, we're going to look at an advanced regular expression for checking a password. And by advanced, I'm not really using that many advanced techniques or advanced meta characters. It's just that this password actually checks for quite a few things. For a certain length, for having at least one uppercase character, having at least one lowercase character, and having at least one number. So let's begin. I have a form. We're going to write this in JavaScript. So I have a form that already has most of the code that we need. Let's go down to the form. We have a form where we enter a password. We have some text for that. We have a text field named password, maximum size of 20. Then we have a button. Let's modify that and we'll say check password. And then its on-click value calls the JavaScript function check password with the value of the text field. So going up to the JavaScript function, you see we have the check password function. All we need to do is fill in the pattern or a regular expression, and then we'll test it against the text or string that's passed into the function. So the way we're going to write this regular expression, we're going to have 4 groups with positive look-ahead for each group. The first group checks that the length is between 10 and 20 characters. The second group checks to make sure that at least one character is an uppercase letter. The third group checks to make sure that there's at least one lowercase character. And then the fourth group checks to make sure that there's at least one number. So here's how we would write that regular expression. I'm going to go slow to make sure I get it right. That's our first group to make sure that we have between 10 and 20 characters. That's our second group to make sure that we have an uppercase character. That's our third group to make sure that we have a lowercase character. Then our last group makes sure that we have a number. So with that, we're ready to test the code. So let's save our program, and we'll just call this up from the command prompt. Let me clear that screen. It'll take it a second to load. So let's type an invalid password. Let me in, and you'll see that it's invalid. Let's make it valid by making it the right length and adding the necessary requirements. Here we have all but one requirement met, so it's invalid. And we could go on, but there's probably no reason to. Looking at the code again, the individual pieces of the regular expression are not that difficult, other than the fact that to make sure that we can check for individual groups in any really order, we have to use positive look ahead, question mark equal sign, for each group with the dot. That is how we would write a regular expression that would verify the following things: that we have a length of 10 to 20, that we have at least one uppercase character, at least one lowercase character, and at least one number. And with that, we wrap up this lesson on checking for valid passwords.